Howdy, ba-ba-da-da! Banjo Ben here at banjobenclark.com. This is your home for learning how to play on all kinds of stuff, except checkers. We don't do checkers here. Today, we're going to especially concentrate on guitar and continue the most popular series I've ever done. I just spit when I said that. If you're watching this in HD, you will have seen that. We're going to continue this intermediate rhythm guitar. Got a lot of great feedback on this, which is encouraging because this is the most important thing that you can do as a guitar player is play rhythm. So far, if you've gone through my entire basic rhythm guitar series and then through the intermediate series up to now, you should be able to play rhythm like this out of the key of G. What are we going to do now? We're going to take that and we're going to move it to different places on the guitar. G, C, D, E, and A. Once you know that, you've got 99% of all the songs covered. Eventually we'll get into playing rhythm out of closed position, so we don't need a capo whatsoever. But I'm excited about this. Jump on over to the intermediate guitar tab section of the website, print out the tab or download that PDF of the intermediate rhythm guitar, because we're going to look at the keys of C, D, E, and A today. It's going to be good stuff. Initially, I want to start out just with a basic strum. So look there and measure 1, and we're going to start on our C chord. And you'll notice the little arrows beneath all the numbers. That's going to tell you what pick stroke to use. They're all down arrows in this, so we're going to use all down strokes. Pretty self-explanatory there. But we're going to start out with our basic C chord on the 3rd fret of the A string. Most of you know your C chord. And then for the second half of that measure, we want the 3rd fret of the E string, which is a G note. Okay, and we want that to be the alternating bass pattern. Now there's a couple different things that you can do here, and I covered this when we were talking about G, but you can either reach up with your ring finger and grab that 3rd fret, which I do many times, or whenever you do reach up there, you can then use your pinky to play the original 3rd fret on the A string. You can start your rhythm out like that so that all of these strings are covered. Personally, I will find myself alternating my ring finger back and forth more often than not. One tip is that whenever you go up to the E string to grab that 3rd fret, I will let the bottom part, the fleshy part of my ring finger, mute this A string. So if I accidentally go through this note, you can't really hear that I hit the A string, whereas if I don't do that, you might get those clashing notes. Not that I would ever miss my E string. I would never do that. But just in case, I keep it there. Another thing I'd like to point out just real quick is that even though for the strums, I've got these 4 strings listed, they're on that 2nd beat, I may just only catch the last 3 strings. Okay? I may not catch all 4 strings. I have them written in there, but there's so much subjectiveness when playing this rhythm guitar. Everyone has their own little personal style. But we're going to play through measure 1 there. Then measure 2, we're going to start a walk up to our 4 chord, which in this case is an F chord. Our 4 chord in the key of G was a C chord. In this case, it's an F chord. And we're going to do this simple little walk up, starting on the open D string, then a 2nd fret on the D string, and then that's going to take us right into measure that 4th measure there, the F chord. And so with our ring finger, we fret the 3rd fret. With our middle finger, we fret the 2nd fret of our G string. And then with our index, we're going to bar the first 2 frets of the B and E string. Okay? This is one of the more difficult chords to play. And I want you to notice kind of what I'm doing on the back side of the guitar. Before, when I'm playing the key of G, I've kind of got my thumb just lightly resting on top of the guitar, not overly on top, just kind of resting back there. When I go to this F chord, I naturally move my thumb down, invert it, and kind of use it as a brace against the back of the guitar to help me create the pressure needed to make a clean F chord. Okay? So you may want to do that as well, but essentially I'll just bend my thumb like that, put it on the back of the neck of the guitar to get a good clean F chord. Don't worry about it if this isn't incredibly clean the first time that you play it. But we're going to hit our bass note there, strum through, and then just like the C chord, we're going to use our ring finger to jump up and grab this 3rd fret on the A string. And once again, you can either do that, or you can, from the start, use your pinky on this D string there, and your ring finger up there. It's like Tony Rice does a lot. So that as you're alternating, those bass notes can stay sustaining. More often than not, especially when I'm just on the F chord for a little while, I will do the same thing I did over the C chord, where I move my ring finger up and then mute this D chord, or this D string, and strum through the rest of the chord. That takes us up to measure 5, where we're going to do a walk into our G chord. We're going to go all the way to the low E string on this one. So the first part of measure 5, we just have this F chord. And we're going to jump down, play our open E string, then with our index finger, grab the first fret there, and then into measure 6, we're going to jump with our ring, or with our middle finger, grab the 3rd fret of the low E string, and make our standard G chord that we've already learned, and strum that. Okay. On into measure 7. And then this is familiar because this is the same walk into the C chord that we were doing before, from G to C. We can use it here as well. And then back to the C chord. Let's now look at the chord lick for the key of C. This one's a fun one to play, but we're just going to start there in measure 10, and we're going to start with our root, it's that 3rd fret. We're going to play through the C chord, and then we're going to reach down to the low E string, and we're going to play some 8th notes here. Open with a downstroke, 3rd fret with an upstroke, open A string with a downstroke, 2nd fret of the A string with an upstroke, and then land back on our root, the C note, and then do the tickle, tickle, tickle. Okay, so this is going to require us to get down there and do some quick picking. When I first started doing this, I would kind of cheat, which is okay right now for you to cheat a little bit, but I would hit it, hammer on, hit it, hammer on, and then come here. But the key here is, guys, this is what I do. When I'm playing this rhythm guitar, my right hand is not touching the guitar top, okay? Remember, I'm getting kind of this wrist action in it. And when I go to make this lick, watch what my right hand will do. What did I do? I extended my fingers and got just a little anchor point. I'm not bearing down, trying to bust in the top of my guitar, but I'm just letting it get there so I can feel a little bit, where's the guitar at, and then I'll come down. So essentially what I'm doing is doing a little bit of flat picking right in the middle of my rhythm. Okay. Play that with me there, starting in measure 10. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. One more time, try it with me. 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Tickle, tickle, tickle. So one thing that might be good to practice is run through this basic strum exercise. Get back around to the C chord. See how that works? So even when you're doing this basic strum, we can start working in that chord lick whenever you get back around. But what I'd like to do next is bring back our more intermediate right hand strumming pattern that you remember, and then add in that chord lick at the end to make a really solid key of C rhythm. Now let's look there in measure 13 where it says all together, and we're going to bring back what we were doing in the key of G, where we do a bass note, strum, down, up, then our bass note, up, down, up. Remember that? Bass, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay? And we're going to work this in around the basic strum exercise, meaning those same walks, and then end with that C lick. Let's try it. You want to try it really slow? We can do it. Starting there in measure 13. 3, or 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, good, huh? That's going to sound really good, speeding up. Practice that a couple times and speed it up with me. A little faster now. 1, 2, ready, go. Now let's try it even faster. This is something that's not going to happen quick, so remember to just stay encouraged, have patience. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go.